With the support of SESAR, Belgocontrol, Brussels Airlines and Brussels Airport participated in the AIRE program to develop the application of green landings into Brussels Airport. This green approach technique is known as continuous descent operations, CDOs.
A CDO is an aircraft operating technique. We will offer the pilot the distance he still has to fly towards the runway. The pilot then will calculate himself the top of descent and will make a continuous descent towards the runway instead of making a stepped approach where he has to add thrust towards the engines to maintain the level flight.
Normally, to ensure separation with other aircraft, a flight adopts a stair-step approach, which is a global common descent procedure. When traffic situation permits, air traffic controllers authorize the pilot of an approaching aircraft to descend in a continuous way.
During a complete CDO, the pilot is continuously calculating his descent to know which distance he is from the touchdown zone, to see at what speed he has been flying, in order to make it during the complete descent without having to use any thrust, so idle descent all the way until he's established on the final approach where he starts his configuration for landing.
The Belgian airspace is one of the busiest and most complex in Europe. It is characterized by closely interlaced civil and military airspaces.
This is why we decided to develop the whole project here in Brussels and to see how far it was possible in such a difficult airspace to do continuous descent operations.
Between the 1st of January and 31st of October 2011, CDOs initiated at an average altitude of 3,500 meters. During this test period, 9% of incoming flights from Brussels Airlines, Thomas Cook, Jet Air Fly, DHL and Singapore Airlines Cargo used this green approach technique. More than 3,000 landings altogether.
The whole aim is to see, first of all, would that reduce the fuel consumption? Would that reduce the CO2 emissions? Would that reduce the noise? And would that also change a factor for the comfort of the passengers?
A thorough analysis of these tests have shown that the impact of these green landings on fuel consumption, carbon dioxide emission and aircraft noise is significant.
We were able to say that for a 319, going from half its altitude, cruising altitude, to the ground is about 50 kilo of fuel saved, and for a 330, about 100 kilo. You multiply that by almost 300 flights a day, and then you get the average that we can gain.
The CO2 that could be saved by a single landing corresponds to the carbon dioxide emission of a car over a 2,000 kilometer trip.
The advantage is really to bring down the factor of fuel consumption and CO2 emission. That's the target number one. And then the bystanders that we can have is having more comfort for the passenger. Instead of having descents where you hear the engine spooling up all the time, you can just hear one spool down all the way down to the landing.
To measure the full effect of these continuous descent operations on the environment, the engine noise of these flights was studied by the University of Leuven. In the area beyond 15 kilometers from the airport, they calculated a noise reduction of 2 decibels for medium-haul aircraft and 3 decibels for long-haul aircraft types. After these tests, Brussels Airlines and the other participating airlines in the project continue to perform green landings as much as possible at Brussels Airport.
Here at Belgocontrol, we are very proud to have participated in this project. We're very happy with the results of it and also with the close cooperation we had with Brussels Airport and Brussels Airlines. What we want to do now is get this procedure published so that all airlines flying into Brussels can have the benefits of it.
Brussels Airport, Brussels Airlines and Belgocontrol play an important role in the environmental debate. They have taken full responsibility to progress towards a safer and greener air transportation and are fully committed to continue to do so.